Glass is a material which surrounds us in our daily life and can be put to many different uses. These days, most glass items are machine-made and, as in many other branches, handmade crafts are in retreat. However, it is handmade glass, especially Bohemian crystal, which has acquired a reputation for itself around the world. Glass was discovered as a byproduct of ceramic production during the Bronze Age in the 5th to 4th millennia BC. At the end of the 17th century, the glassmaking industry in Central Europe expanded significantly. Venetian glass was displaced, above all by Bohemian crystal, which lent itself to being decorated, especially in the form of engravings. The Moser glassworks, established by Ludwig Moser in 1857, where the quality of handmade glass attained mastery, is considered the jewel of Czech glassmaking. The raw materials for making lead-free crystal are silica sand, soda ash, potassium and limestone. These materials are blended into a glass batch which is melted in furnaces. The first step in creating a glass artifact involves blowing the glass into different shapes at the glassworks. In its white hot state, glass is almost like honey, which becomes solid when it cools down. Using only his breath, the glassmaker forms delicate objects from this molten mass, thus imprinting something of himself on each product and influencing the output of the entire workshop. A workshop usually has 3 glassmakers. The first is the bulb blower, who picks up the glass mass on a blowing pipe, rolls it into the requisite shape on a piece of metal sheet, and blows it into the shape of a bulb. When the incomplete product has cooled down, he repeats the whole process again. The second glassmaker is an assistant who increases the amount of glass mass in the bulb and molds it into the requisite rounded shape. He continues to work the material using various tools and blows it into the basic shape of the product. After taking it out of the mold, he adds more glass for the creation of the stem and passes the incomplete product on to a master. The master, the most experienced member of the workshop, carries on shaping the stem using special glassmaking tools. The same procedure is repeated for the foot. When the semi-finished product is ready, the bulb blower passes it to a carrier who places it in a cooling kiln. The pressure inside the glass is balanced and it is gradually cooled down. When the product has cooled down, the first quality control takes place, focusing on the quality of the glass itself, the shape it has been given, and the quality of execution. Faulty pieces are broken, melted down, and recycled. In order to create a product, it is necessary to remove its upper part. This process is called snapping off. The vessel is cut with a diamond, and when the rim is warmed up, it snaps along a pre-etched line. The upper part is removed, and the product rims are ground smooth. Decorative grinding, called plane and panel grinding, is very typical of Moser products. Precise facet cutting by hand and further polishing on grinding wheels highlights the brilliance of lead-free crystal. The beauty of the product is defined by its shape and decoration. There's a real art to making cuts in glass, each one the same as the one before. One wrong move and the effort of all the people who've been working on the glass until then is wasted. Another form of decoration involves etching, which is often combined with gilding. When dissolved in a chemical substance, gold starts by being red in color, and it is only after firing that it attains its natural hue. The final brilliance is achieved by the careful polishing of the gold surfaces with agate and hematite stones. Artistic engraving is the apex of decoration. Exceptional talent, aesthetic sensitivity, manual skill, and hard work. These are the characteristics which turn engravers into real masters. The engraver stencils a motif onto the product, which he then engraves into the glass. When engraving, he uses various kinds and sizes of engraving wheels, which have been dipped in abrasives. Engraving is a very old technique dating back to ancient Rome. It developed from ring gems, i.e. tiny engravings which were then applied to larger and larger objects like glasses and vases. The art came to Europe via France and Italy in the 16th century. It was brought to Central Europe by Emperor Rudolf II, who invited engravers from Italy in particular, who produced ritually decorated cups for him. Our goal is to familiarize people with this old technique who otherwise imagine glass engraving as involving a cutting stylus to dig into the glass as they've seen in metal engraving. Engraved glass has been a much sought after luxury item for centuries. Every region of the world has slightly different styles of decoration, slightly different requirements. In Asia, this means tigers and flowering cherries, while America prefers animals one would encounter on safari in Africa, elephants and so on. Europe focuses on ornamental engraving, floral decoration. When you look at a goblet from the splendid collection, how it changes, only then do you realize what a masterpiece it is and how many people have invested their craft in it. The tradition of the company certainly owes much to the handicraft of the glassmakers, cutters and master engravers. However, this tradition was established about 150 years ago, when any other kind of work was unimaginable. Nowadays, it may appear that manual work has already been made obsolete by the contemporary trend for industrialization and an increase in the technical parameters of production. But it should be pointed out that in certain fields of human endeavor, human labor can never be replaced. Just like surgeons, teachers, and others, so we base everything on human labor, experience, and know-how. Moser glass, a symbol of wealth, social status, aesthetic refinement and respectability. The glass factory has become a renowned supplier to royal courts and presidential palaces. Moser glass adorns the ceremonial banqueting tables of, for instance, Prague Castle and the royal palaces of Denmark, Spain and Jordan. Right up to the present day, it is rightly called the glass of kings. Our main aim is to manufacture products that will stand out on the market, that will be sought after for their quality, beauty and elegance. These are values which it is impossible to produce by machines or technical equipment. This process must embrace the human spirit, human hands, feelings, impressions and creative inventiveness which machines simply cannot provide. We aim to support, enrich and develop precisely these qualities. Thanks to their mastery, glassmakers create a unique, irreproducible, fragile beauty that has made our country famous far and wide.